live and direct money stereo installation. We was out there today and last night. The purpose of this video was to ask the question, what are you building your old school car to do? Is it to get out there, spin donuts, cruise, travel in it, or just go block to block, and build a museum piece, So at the end of the day, you gotta decide what the use of your car is going to be. The cars I tend to be associated with, I want them to be able to get on the freeway and pretty much be trouble-free. I've owned nearly 200 cars in my lifetime, and I've experienced all kind of breakdowns on the road. And with my experiences, I've come to say that you want to have had everything that rotates have been changed or looked at. I had a rear end one time go out coming out of San Jose, out of LA. I've had tires blow. I've had water pumps, U-joints go bad. One of my box Chevys kept throwing up the alternator belt because it wasn't lined up properly. So with this car, I was pretty confident that it would make it. It has no overheating issues or anything. It has new tires. The rear end is new. The front wheels been converted disc brakes. That means that's already been redone with bearings and stuff. Only failure this car ever had since I've owned it is the water pump. So that's a rotating item. Bing, good. Alternator, new. That's good. Cooling system, new hoses. The prior owner did most of this work. I just came back and tightened it up. You gotta change your oils before you get out there. Check your oil levels. So I put brand new synthetic blend oil in it. Yeah, and just make sure your tires do a whole walk around. The key thing also is to make sure you have some type of gauges in your car. What I experienced is, which I kind of already knew about, is that my speedometer is off by 25. So I gauged it with the phone. When I'm doing 105 on the speedometer, I'm actually doing 80. I'm doing 100, I'm at 75. The gas gauge was off by I think a whole quarter because I ran it cautiously down to the lower section here, to right here, to the one notch from there, and it was only taking 8 gallons. I googled the car, it says the tank holds 16. So I kept putting, it was 8s and 8s, and then I let it run all the way to the line, the E line on the last go, and it only took 10. So that's telling me the float needs to be manipulated and get back, I think extended out a little further, so to give the true E line and a true full line. Because you put it on full, it was off by 1/4 up there. So they say these cars should get, with the 289, should get 250 miles. And so I was able to push from my favorite stop coming out of Los Angeles, which is Wendy's by In-N-Out Burger on the 5. And I was able to push from Wendy's In-N-Out Burger area, from an Arco gas station, all the way to Dos Palace. Stopped and got a cold beverage, kept on pushing. No gas necessary to Dos Palace where I had it on the E. And I put 10 gallons in, that's what it took. So as far as that, you need to have that. My Skylark has operated twice to Mexico with no speedo, only a gas gauge. Since then, the gas gauge and the speedometer still hasn't been straightened. I had no other, the tach wasn't in the car yet. The oil pressure or the temperature gauges weren't installed in the car. Now they are, but on minimal gauges. But I knew the history of the car because I built the car. New front end, suspension wise stuff, new bearings in the back, new U-joints, and new motor with new water pump and stuff, and new transmission. So I knew the foundation was solid. So when you're going to put your old school car out there, you want to make sure that it is ready for the task. And then even with all that preparation, it can still go bad in some weird way. Only thing I would say about this car is that it's very uncomfortable to sleep inside of. which I found myself leaving too early yesterday and slept at the bottom of the grapevine in the back seat of this car for 4 hours. And as the sun was coming up, it got hotter and hotter. I cracked the windows, but I'm curled up in the back seat, which isn't really a seat that you can lay on comfortably. The front seats do not recline, so you're just there. So definitely that's one drawback. But besides that, little Scrappy did the thing. No overheating, excellent gas mileage. As far as it could get even better once I know what the E-line is. But and all the people who saw the car, you know, because I went through a few places, even went through a lowrider picnic, which isn't really the right place for this car to be seen at, because, you know, they're in the older Chevys and lowriders over there. But a few people, you know, they asked a few questions about it, you know. I was like, okay, you know, but this car has its own audience of demographics, which is usually little kids, older white people, military veterans of that sort gravitate towards this car. So that's his audience, not really lowrider crowd. But one good dude did say, hey, I'm not really into Mustangs, but this thing is different. I like this. So with that being said, it's passed the test. I think we're certified to go ride anywhere, you know, within reason. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this trip. Money stereo installation, just letting y'all hear and see what I see. Gotta go. Good night.